My worst nightmare is going into a space and someone done got on the same thing. I'm leaving. I am not staying. I'm not the one who's gonna be like, hey, let's take a picture. We're twinning. Not me. We ain't do. Nope. I'm running. I'm out of there. I don't know you. You don't know me. We don't know each other. Goodbye. No, we're not doing that. I know I have not done a sit down in a while. So here I am. I'm Kim Smith. If you're new here, I am a lifestyle content creator. There should have been a heavy emphasis on fashion and style, but your girl made a 360 and decided to, guess what? Show you the season she was living in. So if you're new here, I hope you stick around. I hope you stay for a while. I hope you're loving. I have been sharing. And if you stick around for a little bit longer, you'll get to kind of see where we're heading and what direction we're heading in. That aside, I have started a new job, y'all. Ooh, job. I know in the beginning when I introduced myself, I said I did not quit my job. And because I did not quit my job to start content creation. And boy, if this was a test run, I failed miserably, okay? Because I didn't do the things that I set out to do, because I just really immersed myself into prepping my daughter for college and being sort of like in the minutia of things when it came to her senior year and graduation and prom and all the things, right? And so now that she's off to college and she's been there for a month and she's been having a blast and doing all the things, and I'm excited and I miss her like crazy, but you know, this is what we get to do as parents. We train them up and we bring them up and then we send them off into the world, and we hope that the world is super kind to them, but we also hope that they're super kind as they're navigating their lives away from us. So that's my hope and that's my prayer for her. And what else we have going on? So started a new job. As soon as I came back from Atlanta, I had 2-3 weeks left of vacation, and I did all the things I wanted to do, whether it was friends or my son, our family, and then I hit the ground running September. The second day of September, I was back to work, so I took on a consulting gig at a private not-for-profit organization that okay, let's see how this go. My only thing is, I think my only complaint is that it's 5 days a week in the office. And there's some travel involved, but 5 days a week in the office? Come on, man. Yo, what they doing? What they smoking? This just can't happen. Anyway, so, okay, I have to go in 5 days a week. I need bags. I don't give away all my bags. I still got my boots and stuff like that, my work boots and my work jackets and, but I need bags. And so we're going to talk about the wish list, because those are two of the things on my to-do wish list, whatever list you want to call it, okay? I'm not gonna get hung up on the name or whatever, but these are needs, these are wants, these are not needs, these are not needs. What I did want to talk to you all about is intentionally not talking to you about fashion, right, and style, because one, I wasn't in that season, and two, I'm not the woman who's gonna sit up here and encourage you to go buy a whole bunch of things. I'm also not the woman who's going to be showing you a haul every week. That's not my life. That's not my reality. I hope that's never my reality, where I'm just buying a bunch of stuff every single week. I need balance. Maybe if I buy tiles, or maybe if I'm going to the opera or the symphony, and then I'm buying a pair of shoes in the back, then I can do all of that. But I just don't want to get to the point where, and if I do get to the point where I can afford to just buy a bunch of things every single week and show y'all, I want to be able to do that for some people in need as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, I grew up, poor in terms of things, but in terms of experiences, I was rich. You couldn't tell me I wasn't rich, okay? From the rice field to the horses to the cows you couldn't tell, girl, you could never, okay? So I want to be rich in experiences, and that's just where I'm at. So I wasn't in the season. I'm never going to be in the seasons of hauls and all the things to be showing you that. So if that's what you're here for, you're never going to get it. I swear to you, you're never going to get it. And this is the time to unsubscribe. Don't stay a while. But what I do want to tell you, or I do want to talk to you all about, is fall and all the things that are trending. And the fact that I'm not a trendy girl. But someone challenged me to this. Well, you know, Ken, you're not into trends. I've never seen you with trends. But if someone wants to feel included in the trend, how would you go about advising them to include themselves or to not feel excluded? I'm sorry. Excluded. God damn. Excluded. And so, interesting. And I think because I do this comes secondhand to me, and you know what she said? You've been doing it and you do it so seamlessly. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Lace is trending. We all know that. If you go to Zara, you see the lace. I done bought a piece too. So, and here's what I would say about lace. Okay, let's list the things that are trending that I want to talk about. There's so many other things happening. There's so many other things that are trending, but I think I'm gonna list 4 of them that I've seen that's been very prominent and very in my face every time I go into a store or I pass by a store. Because I work in Flatiron, so I'm constantly, if you know that area, you're familiar with that area, there's Zara, there's H&M, there's J. Crew, there's, what else? The Gap, there's Banana Republic, there's and Aritzia, Free People. But Free People stands alone. They just do their own thing, which I love. They're just very rebellious, and I love that about them because that's who I am. So I'm seeing all the things. So here's what I've seen: lace. I've seen suede. God knows, I don't know why these people keep saying suede is trending, because I'm just like, what? Okay, lace, okay, whatever. So it's lace, it's suede, plaid, and what is it? Jobs, prints. What's it? Prints are trending? I guess, I don't know. So if I were to incorporate lace, here's how I would do it if I just didn't want to look like everyone else, right? I would probably do a lace headpiece like this. So I would go to the fabric store and I would get a piece of lace, you know, a couple yards or maybe a yard or whatever. I don't even know what sizes. However, you know, and just tie it however you want to, you know. I would do that. I would also do maybe a lace tights if you're not into head wraps or things like that. Do a lace tights. Go to Amazon, get you a pair. Okay, and you're good to go. If I were doing suede, I would do a bag. I would do accessories, a bag or a boot. Like a slouchy boots are trending, right? So do a suede, and suede never goes out of style, y'all. I just want to say that it's always going to be in style. So if you are in the need of a boot or a bag, perfect time to get a suede bag or a suede boot, whichever floats your boat, whichever it is that you feel like that's what I want to do. Do that, okay? Whatever you do, just do you. What else did we say was trending? Plaid, we're gonna just skip that. The prints, the animal prints. So for the animal prints, here's what I would do: hats, again, accessories. I would do a pair of sunnies, like bold prints, you know what I mean? I would do scarves, you know, maybe a silk scarf, tie it, whether it's on your neck or on your back, right? Or I would also do animal print socks, you know, like with socks with loafers, right? Loafers are always in style. Don't let nobody tell you loafers are trending. They can shut up. But do some socks. Or if you're wearing like an all black outfit, put a piece of, not a piece, but don't do a piece. Just get like an undershirt, like a long sleeve undershirt. Like if you wanted to wear like one of your spring sleeveless, you know, blazers or something like that, do maybe a print underneath it, right? Or you could even do lace underneath it. Like, you know, I mean, let's get creative, right? But this is not a trendy channel. I don't follow trends. I do whatever floats my boat, whatever feels good to me, whatever, you know, just makes me feel good when I put it on. That's what I do. And typically I like to stand out. So all the time I'm doing something different. And if my worst nightmare is going into a space and someone got on the same thing, I'm leaving. I am not staying. I'm not the one who's going to be like, hey, let's take a picture. We're twinning. Not me. We ain't doing, nope, I'm running. I'm out of there. I don't know, you don't know me. We don't know each other. Goodbye. No, we're not doing that. So I'm always going to put a twist on whatever it is I bought, especially if it's something that's trending. So that is my advice on how to be included and not feel excluded when it comes to trends. fall trends, specifically fall trends. Okay? All right. So let's talk later. I forgot my notes and I forgot what I wanted to say. I know I have something else to say, and I don't forgot the notes. I forgot what I wanted to say, so I think I'm gonna have to get up and get the notes and come back. Okay, so I see y'all in the next clip. Y'all want the details of the outfit that I'm wearing? Child. Okay, let's do that, and then I'm gonna go get the thing for y'all. Okay, all right, let's do that. We go move the chair. I hope y'all can see the outfit, but this is actually a Zara long coat, and I done pin it up, child. Okay, and this is a dress that I have made into a headscarf. I wore this to Bobby Tran's launch. Jesus, and these are my Bottega heels that I can barely walk in. I'm probably gonna be selling them, and that's it. That's what we're doing. That's the look. Okay, peace. I told y'all I could barely walk in. I know I left off at, where did I leave off? I left off at, oh, my wish list. So it's not really a wish list. It's more of a list that I created of things that I saw, and I'm like, I need this, or I want this. It's never a need, it's always a want. And some of these pieces I'm just like, why did I not get them again? Like this YSL coat, for example. So I tried this YSL coat on at the Woodbury Outlets, which is like 15 minutes or 20 minutes away from my house. I'm lying, it's about 40 minutes away from my house. And I was there, I think if I wasn't there in January, I was there last December or November. And I tried it on and it looked so good on me. And I remember putting it on TikTok and everyone was like, I hope you got it. And I did not get it. And I regretted it ever since. And since then, I've been looking for it. And I almost got a dupe of it, but I'm like, no, hold out, you're gonna get it. And so I've been looking for it again. So this is something on my wish list this fall. This Margiela runway coat / trench / whatever you want to call it is on my wish list. And I saw this on someone on TikTok. I don't remember her name, but I'm going to look for that video and I'm going to pop it up here, or at least her name, so you guys can go see what I'm talking about. But once I saw it, immediately I was like, yes, hand it over. And I think she said she paid about $500 for it on the Real. Don't sleep on the Real, y'all. And I was infatuated, in love, all the things. And so now I want it. And I saw it on Vestafair Collective, but it's triple the price that she paid for it. So I've been watching it. The other thing that I've added to my list of wants is this old Celine boots that I have just been stalking on Vestafair Collective, and I've been bidding, and no one seems to want to go down. And I understand why. I get it. I understand why. But that's not going to stop me from this desire of mine to get it. So if y'all up there on Vestafair Collective selling the things, please lower the price, even if it's by $100, because it needs to come home with me. So if you're on Vestafair Collective and you know you have those boots and I want them, and you're low, come down on the price, because it's coming home this fall with me. And then I have 3 items that I want to purchase new this year, and I'm thinking more of like they'll be birthday presents. So my birthday's in November, and one of them is this Lori Piana hat that I have been swooning over, and so it's one of the things that I'm going to get. The other thing is this Bottega bag, and this other bag, I don't know where I'm going to get the brown suede bag from. And like I said before, suede is trending. And remember what I said, add a bag or add a boots, slouchy boots, right? Slouchy boots are trending. So if you want to incorporate suede, this is a neat way to incorporate suede into your closet. So I want a black bag, and I want a black, either black leather or suede black leather or brown suede. Those are the two bags. So 3 new items and 3 old items. That's what I'm looking for. And then maybe there'll be a 7th item. I don't know what that is. I'm thinking about a watch, or I'm thinking about a bracelet, something like that, to add to my closet, because your girl I got a lot of stuff and I don't really need or want anything. So I'm just being really strategic about the things that I'm adding, because they'll just go with what I currently have already. So that's all I have for now. That's what we're doing this fall. We're not spending a whole lot, and this channel is never going to be about encouraging you to go out there and spend a whole lot of money wastefully. You know, I want you to be very intentional about what you're consuming, what you're buying. I also want you to not only think about things like clothing and shoes and bags. I want you to think about experiences. I want you to think about traveling. I want you to think about hitting a Broadway play if you can. I want you to think about the opera, the symphony. I want you to think about the ballet. I want you to think about going, you know, to Africa one of these days, or the Caribbean if you haven't gone. I want you to think about those things. So if you're just here for the fashion, this is not the place for you. There's so many other creators that can give you that. So I want to be completely transparent. Yes, I want you to subscribe, and I want you to love it here, but I also want you to get what it is that you think you're supposed to be getting from this channel. And I've heard a lot of noise about, oh, Ken is not showing us fashion on YouTube, because I don't want to show you just fashion on YouTube. I don't want you to show you just style on YouTube. You know, I want to show you other things, and I also want to be completely transparent. And being transparent is actually not going out and making up content because I know that that's what you want. That's not the season I'm living in. The season I'm currently living in, or just got out of, was really preparing my daughter and preparing myself and preparing my family for her transition into adulthood, if you will, aka college, right? And so we wanted to make sure that we were spending a whole lot of time with her, and we were really focusing on her graduating high school, having a really great senior year, the graduation ceremony, the dinner, the lunches, all the other activities that I didn't even show you guys that were happening after graduation, those commitments, right? Prom send-off, prom, right? Graduation send-off, all the dates leading up to her going away, those are things that she was experiencing. And maybe, for me, I was maybe help facilitating or just on the outskirt looking in, right? And just feeling all the feels. That's the season I was in. And then off to college, then moving her in, you know what I mean? And then coming back and starting a new job, right? So that's where we're at. That's where we were at last season. And this season, maybe we're in the place where we want to share, we want to talk more about what's trending for fall and how, and the alternative to those trends, right? What's on my wish list. And then we'll talk about a shoot coming up in the next video. So until then, be well, stay well, be kind, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, peace for now. Bye.